back to the Trash Talkers League. My name is Don Fish. I'm here with my co-host Ed Fish this season. I want to start by giving a special thanks out to CBS Sports, FU Productions, and Trash Talkers League for bringing us back for another 18 games. We got canceled last year. Our co-host quit. I had to bring in a new co-host. So welcome back, Ed Fish. We're back for another 18 weeks. So I want to start the year off by congratulating the AWOL's owner, Joe Watson, on a new addition to his family. We got a picture of that?
We got a picture of that.
Put up the picture. Little Tyrone Jamal Watson was born September 12, 2011. 8.3 pounds and in good health. So congratulations, Joe. Congratulations to you and your family on that. Let's talk some football now. Let's go. Week one's over. We're going to do a week one recap.
Week one recap.
First game was the Bandits and the Hoosiers. Score on that was 104.45 to 99.5. Bandits won that. What do you got to say about that game?
Man, Bandits have a solid team this year. I don't see them losing any more games. Fernandez just ran over everybody. Brady helping him out with 16 points. Hoosiers, you put in Bo, but you should have put in Smith. You got 29. Manning's out, but that would have got you the win.
That's exactly what I had down. I had that Manning was out, so that obviously hurt the Hoosiers. He's going to be out all season long. I thought Hoosiers had a good solid backup in Schaub, but Schaub only put up 13 last week. And Steve Smith sitting on his bench with 29 points, almost 30 points. Can't win that way, man. That's a coaching decision to have him on your bench. Hoosiers better recover for next week. Game 2 of the week 1 recap. Killers over the Rage, 102.5 to 69.75 points.
I know, it was rough.
69 points.
I have no Foster. Chris Johnson didn't show up this week.
Oh my
I got
God.
nothing. I mean, he had 4K with 21.8 points, and the Ravens defense had 28 points.
Maybe it has something to do with the 2 tight end set.
Let's see.
The Rage's 2 tight end set again kills him. 2 tight end set combined for 8.6 points. You can blame it a little bit on Arian Foster being out, but the 2 tight end set, you got to get rid of it.
Maybe I'll
Done.
drop that this week.
Get rid of the 2 tight end set. Number 3 on the list was Intimidators over the AWOLs, 119.2 to 107.4. What do you say about that?
Rice killed it. Rice, 26.9 points. Welker, 28 points. You don't have to say anything else about Joe's team.
Joe's team, I'll say a little bit about Joe's team. Joe's defense scored, the AWOL scored 36 points, but his quarterbacks and 2 running backs only got like 17 points, while Intimidators came back to win that game. They were down by like 30 points going into the Monday night game. Romo scored 26 points for him. Rice, like you said, scored 27. But Wes Welker with that 102-yard touchdown and 98-yard touchdown he had from Brady, even though they were up 25 points 2 minutes ago, Wes Welker took him over the top of 28 points on Monday Night Football, down the AWOL. Game 4 of this past week was the Rain over the High Life, 105.7 to 100.5. What do you got?
It's quarterbacks right here. You got Rodgers with 33.7 over Vic with 29.05. Should have played Cam Newton, would have won the game.
Vic, I thought Vic was going to, he was like the number 1 pick in most leagues. He should have had like 50 points. He only had like 30, right?
He did.
I had down that the Rain, I don't even know how they won. It was the Rain over the High Life, but Rain's quarterbacks, Blount and Green. Blount only had 1.5 points and Green only had 3.3 points. So how do you lose to that highlight? I have no idea. 2 more games on the list. We got to recap. Guns over the Bombers. Boom, baby. Where were the Bombs on that one? 114.95 to 94.15. When Ed gets done answering his cell phone call that he forgot to turn off, we'll talk a little bit about how the Guns destroyed the Bombers this week. Destroyed you, Derek.
That was highlight calling.
That was a highlight. He wanted to complain. You'll get your shot next week on that. So Guns over the Bombers, 114 to 94. Brady, baby. I was down 25 points going into Monday night. Brady. That's all I got to say. I told you, Derek, you could have had it for a first round and third round pick. You didn't want it. You wanted to give me a first and fourth. Brady with 2 minutes left, up by 20-some points. They're still throwing for touchdowns. You can't replace that. Nobody else does that.
That's all I have down right here. Brady.
Brady, that's what I'm talking. Last game to recap was the Super Bowl Trash Talkers game last year. The Trash Talkers Bowl was Texans versus Dogs. Week 1, the rivalry continues. They're in the same division now. Texans beat them down again. That's 2 consecutive games now in the Trash Talkers Bowl and in Week 1 of the Trash Talkers League. Texans over the Dogs, 108 to 96.
With Grossman, 25 points. He said he was going to play Grossman because...
That's embarrassing.
Because Giants didn't have no defense. How do you put in Grossman?
He dropped his, who was his number 1 quarterback?
I don't know.
You remember he dropped him, put in Grossman, picked up Grossman, then put in Grossman for the win and still scored 108 points. That is crazy. I don't have anything to say about that. Let's go to the standings. The standings in the North, we got the Intimidators with 1-0, the Reign number 2 at 1-0, the AWOLs 0-1, and then the High Life are 0-1. Then in the Central, we got the Bandits. Well, let's go back to North. Everybody in the North scored over 100 points, by the way. So even though they're 0-1, I still think they're going to be okay. In the Central, we got the Bandits at 1-0, the Killers at 1-0, the Hoosiers are 0-1, and the Rage is 0-1. The only thing about the Central Division, the Rage had the lowest score in the entire league by more than 30 points. That's horrible. In the South Division, we got the Guns. Don's Guns at 1-0, heading up the top of the division. The Texans, the Trash Talking Bowl champs from last year, 1-0 under the Guns. Then we have the Dogs at 0-1 and the Bombers at 0-1. So let's go to the Pick'ems, baby. Let's go to the Pick'ems. First Pick'ems, we're going to do the game of the week. We got a special analyst to break down the game of the week. Let's go to Scott Goble, game of the week. Here we go.
Game of the week.
From Richmond, this is Scott reporting for the Beer Drinking Trash Talkers game of the week. Last week, both teams that I'm predicting to have the game of the week lost very close games and each scored over 100, over the century mark. I predict this week that the game of the week is going to be the AWOLs and the High Life. AWOLs lost a close one to my Intimidators, and the High Life lost a close one to the Pray for Rain. I project that the High Life will pull this one out this week. Their defense is playing the lowly Seattle Seahawks, and they will pull this one out. Thanks for everybody's support that supported me while I was in good old Afghanistan. I'm home, and I intend to do everything I possibly can to bring a championship to the Intimidators this year. Best of luck to all you losers.
So there you have it from Scott Goble. There's a breakdown about the Week 1 Game of the Week, High Life over there, AWOLs. Let's go to the rest of the Pick'ems. Ed's going to do some Pick'ems. I'm going to do some Pick'ems. You know that I'm going to be right, and I always win the Pick'ems. So Game 1, let's talk about the Guns versus the Dogs. Right now, the Guns are a 105-point lead here. They're giving up 105 points to the Dogs because the Dogs don't have their lineup set up yet. Who do you got in that game?
I got the Guns over the Dogs.
Guns over the Dogs.
Because of Brady.
I agree, too. Tom Brady, you can't stop him. Game 3, let's go the Texans the Texans versus the Bombers. Bombers are a 13-point underdog. Who you got there?
I called the Texans this morning. They said they were going to win. No problem with Rex Grossman.
Damn, he's going to play Rex Grossman again on you, Derek. Let's see what happens. I got the Bombers in the upset this week. After that beatdown they took last week from the Guns, I got them responding. There's no way that Grossman's going to follow that up with a 2 consecutive week performance like that. Game 4, we got the Intimidators versus the Reign. The Reign are a 14-point underdog.
The Intimidators, Rice and Turner together is going to run all over it.
I got down the Intimidators too, man. After that performance there, I think he's going to break out of the Afghanistan prison, fly back, and then put the beat down on the Reign, man. Game 5, we got the Bandits versus the Rage. Rage are a 23-point underdog after that 69-point performance last week. What do you got?
I'm not going against myself. The Rage. Foster's back.
Foster's back.
Yep.
Arian the Nation Foster coming back in week 2. Ed says he's going to take it to the win. I'm going with the Rage too. Arian Nation Foster, that's my boy, man. Game 6, Hoosiers versus the Killers. Killers are 17-point underdog. Who you got?
I'm going with the Hoosiers. It's all going to go with matchups right here.
I'm going with the Hoosiers, so you can't ever go against the Hoosiers. That pretty much wraps it up for us. The Ed Fish, the Don Fish. We'll see you losers later.